And now moving on to the final story, because it seems we've been talking a lot about Janet Mbugua, let's do it yet again. This is one of those stories that I think we've been seeing a rise of. We've spoken about this, I think even last week, if you watched East Spice, you may have seen Wiz Khalifa has actually joined in this bandwagon. A lot of people are being mindfully drinking, and a lot more people are choosing to go on their sobriety journeys, like fully committing to not drinking for whatever reason. And Janet Mbugua is one of those people who's been championing this cause even before it had a face, right? She's spoken about the fact that she stopped drinking, and she's now given us even more light as to why she stopped drinking and how she's maintaining her lifestyle, right? She said that the problem wasn't that she was addicted. The problem wasn't that she was going on a tangent because of her consumption of alcohol. No, the only issue was it started to become her coping mechanism. It started to become the way to deal with life. And as a person who doesn't have an addictive characteristic, I don't have a bone of addiction in my body, honestly, I don't relate. However, I've seen a lot of people who you get a little stressed, you're like, let me just have a shot. I see people who get anything inconveniencing happens in their lives, they're quickly just going for either a shot or a smoke, especially guys who get stressed and then they just walk out and they're smoking. Same energy. So I think when she started realizing that it became a coping mechanism, like she'd get a little stressed from work, she'd have a drink. She would have a long day and she would end up with a glass of wine. And it's not like an indulgent level of drinking, but still it's a way you start to realize that, wait, if I'm stressed, I drink. This is now A is equals to B. And you don't want the B to be the B that is existent, you have to change your ways. She said she's gone so far as to not drink even at parties. And if we see her out on the streets at parties she's been invited to or at events she's been invited to, she always has either a juice or a mocktail at hand. It's never alcohol. She does make it very clear that she has no issues with anyone else drinking. She just it's not her business. This is her personal journey. She's not judging anyone for choosing their choices, right? She just wouldn't be part of that experience in that capacity. And I think it's a good thing. Being this self-aware is very, very important. In a world where everyone is kind of just being blown away into the wind. You're like, twende, we are all going. Tufanye, we are all doing. Let's do it. You're always being carried away by peer pressure or just group and herd mentalities. I think it's very vital to have a bone, to have a backbone, such that if you make a decision, you stand by it and you stick through it, and then you just live your life according to your principles. I love this kind of energy. It's something a lot more people should echo. Yeah,
I'm happy for her, as in just be respectful of choices that people make. You know, she has said, I don't want to be consuming alcohol anymore. Maybe your friend has said the same thing, and you, without being mindful, you're like, kunywa, just one shot, just one glass. And it just irks me when people do that to people.
Yeah.
I have said, this is a choice I'm making.
Yeah.
I no longer want to eat bread. And then here you come, this is halal bread. You unaikata hivi unaweka bara, shika. I'm not saying you do that to me, but wow. It was an example. Yeah, but that's it. Just respect people when they say they don't want to do things.
Yeah.
I don't want to go out. Okay.
Just okay.
Are you okay? You're sure you're okay? Okay, cool. We will send you pictures. Be mindful and be respectful of people when they make choices or when they create boundaries.
Yeah, and even locally, we also have, I've seen Nana Gashega also celebrated 23 years of sobriety. Alcohol addiction has become a series that Rono Chebet speaks about as well. And you know, so many other people who really are going through a struggle. So what's the moral of the story? If you see someone struggling, please try and help them out. If you feel like you can't help them, forward them to the people who would help them. Counselors, whoever needs, whoever is in a capacity of not just authority of education, but authority of just authority, like an authority figure, let them be the ones to intervene. Because it can be, we've seen people doing crazy things when they're on alcohol. And if that's you need to start either reining it in and figuring out what your balance is. Some people, alcohol is just not for them, you know, just it's okay to accept it. It really is. What do you think? Have you had anyone in your family who is struggling with addiction? Have you had anyone who has tapered on, you know, the people who just like up or to your line, yeah, almost but not fully. Have you yourself gone through it? Let us know. 0777293366. Hashtag double do a gang. Hashtag e-roulette talk. Hashtag talk that talk Thursday.